Welcome back everyone to a burning sequel of Mike Barnes' theories in a Cobra Kai Season 6 watch party. We previously looked at Mike Barnes in Season 5. Is there any sort of secret conspiracy? Or is it a matter of what you see is what you get? The obvious answer is no, there's no conspiracy. There never was. But that doesn't preclude an exciting Season 6 with plenty of twists and turns.
Mike Barnes
is the bad boy of karate. He has to come back. Obviously, he ended Season 5 right there with the crew, and since both his wife and furniture store are as long gone as successful Disney movies, he doesn't have much else to do. But then, what will happen? Well, we don't know much about Season 6, but we can draw a lot from what we do. First off, the Sekai Taikai will obviously feature huge in the season, more so because of the footage from Tadam. We know it's also the focus of at least part of episode 1. As the students are discussing it and thinking of a dojo name, it's likely Daniel and Johnny are planning for the tournament as well. Since the stakes and competition will be higher than ever before, they don't want to leave anything behind. Chozen can obviously help, but his focus is more like Miyagi, which is to say he's a fight for life, not for points sort of karate sensei. What they need is someone who can help train the kids for a tournament. That will lead them to their natural ally, Mike Barnes. Back in the 80s, Barnes owned the karate tournament circuit. He competed in countless competitions and dominated everything. He knew how to win, and he could have even won the 85 All Valley if it wasn't for Terry Silver's poor plan of win a point, lose a point. As fighting for points is different than a street fight, he can help the students greatly in how to train and prepare. We don't know the exact format for the Sekai Taikai, but Barnes can almost certainly contribute no matter what it is. You imagine he has seen it all and is ready for anything. Plus, there is something special to be said to see Daniel, Chozen, and Barnes all together teaching the next generation of fighters. It's sort of the natural conclusion to the moment in Season 5 where they were all together, except this time they're working in cohesion. Add Julie Pierce to the mix and you have a great moment to remember. Now we've covered what brings Barnes into the fold, but how does he relate to the characters now that he's there? That's a good question. For the most part, the Daniel and Mike part of the story was already covered in Season 5. There isn't much new to build onto there. What is interesting is pairing the bad boy up with Chozen and Johnny. Obviously, this is the trio that attacked Silver, and there's a lot of potential. After multiple seasons of the Daniel-Johnny relationship, there is still a lot more that can be done with the villains of the 3 original Karate Kid movies. You can easily imagine the 3 of them trying to teach the students while arguing over and reminiscing from their own bad boy bully days. For example, Johnny is talking just old school messing with the new kid, while Chozen talks about aspiring to lead a corrupt business empire. However, Barnes would be flummoxed that Chozen never had any sort of contract. You should always get that in writing. Even if it's family, get it in writing. Crooked lawyers are great for that. But more than the other senseis, Barnes would definitely connect to various students in their own ways. Weirdly, I think Kyler is someone whose background is a little similar to Mike. You get the impression Barnes was from a rich family who turned to karate and bullying as a way of dealing with family pressure. Now, of course, one key difference is Mike Barnes was on top of the karate world, and Kyler has lost so many fights at this point, it's hard to keep count. I tend to think there will be some sort of resolution for Kyler by the end. After all, every character needs a resolution, and I think a really unique starting point would be a small bond between Kyler and Barnes. Maybe Kyler falls in love with furniture from Barnes the same way Daniel fell in love with cars from Mr. Miyagi. That's probably the biggest potential for the guys. Hawk and Dimitri have role models elsewhere. The same goes for Miguel and Robbie, who have long since bonded with Johnny and Daniel. There could be some cool moments, but that isn't the focus. Now the girls offer some other possibilities. Sam is already connected to her dad and Johnny, but Tori is definitely more unique. Her connection was with Kreese, who is now gone. It's true she's dating Robbie, and Johnny was her original sensei, but those two haven't had any dialogue together since literally her first scene in the series. That leaves an opening for her that Barnes could fill. As it is with Kyler, you can see some potential similarities between a young Mike Barnes and Tori. He was a ruthless fighter who was always ready to fight to get what he thought was his. Also, neither had any qualms hitting a girl. Haha. But there is a definite connection. If Barnes is the bad boy of karate, most would agree Tori is the bad girl of karate. There is plenty to bond over. Now, I don't think Tori will take up furniture building, that's not her thing, but finding someone else who was ruthless with karate could lead to something. They could talk about the desire to just attack straight out. Now granted, Tori has had some of that bonding with Amanda. It was a good story for sure, but this could take a more karate focus to it. It's a different sort of bonding. Now I also need to address the Sekai Taikai itself. What is Barnes doing when they get to the big tournament? Now, as you recall from my world-class video on Julie Pierce, I predicted there could be a sensei bracket in this tournament. That sensei bracket could, theoretically, be further subdivided into a men's and women's tournament. Now, Julie Pierce could represent Miyagi Fang for the women's side, but what about the men? In this scenario, which is still just a basic theory, I think it could be Mike Barnes. There's a few reasons. First off, as stated earlier, he is the tournament specialist. His karate, more than others, was designed to win a tournament. He's won more tournaments than all the others combined. Now granted, the counter argument is he's out of practice, at least officially. While he wasn't formally in karate, it is implied he kept up with martial arts through his life. That's why he was still able to fight and hold his own when it came up in Season 5. In this scenario, I can see Barnes making it far, but he may not win. The final win has to be for Julie Pierce. But he'll still have a heck of a showing and prove the bad boy of karate is still king of the tournament scene. Who he loses to is a mystery to be solved. I have one final theory for Mike Barnes' ultimate fate. I've been considering the idea of one big happy karate family ending, something that combines everyone in a happy conclusion to the series. Now, even if Barnes gets back on his feet with the furniture and helps with the Sekai Taikai, his wife still left him. He's currently single, an eligible bachelor. I mean, we'd want to see him happily paired up with someone, wouldn't we? But the question is, who? Well, luckily this show has provided us with a legacy character who has also gone through a divorce. Allie Mills. Yeah, she lives in Colorado, but as there'll likely be a reunion episode, it's a perfect opportunity for the two to meet. They hit it off and voila! Mike Barnes' new furniture store is located in Colorado. It works out. Obviously, this isn't a super deep or long storyline, but it'd be a nice way to give happy endings for two characters who could use a little improvement. Plus, it can further tie everyone together for the future. It's fun, and I like to imagine this could happen. What do you think of Mike Barnes in Season 6? Leave a comment and let me know. Have a great day. I'll see you at the next watch party.